Hi, welcome back to Readings and Commentary with Insane Sam. These are readings from history, philosophy, literature, just anything in the written word that I like that I think you might like. Today's reading is about some of the events that led up to the issuance by Lincoln of the Emancipation Proclamation, which is a much misunderstood document. A lot of people think that Lincoln freed all the slaves with that proclamation, but he really didn't. And that'll be the subject of the next reading, which will be the proclamation itself. But in the months leading up to the Emancipation Proclamation, Lincoln had bandied it around with his cabinet members, people in the press, things like that, and everybody knew it was going to be a very controversial act if he ever issued the proclamation, and a lot of his advisors told him he shouldn't do it. But some people really thought he should do it and stop talking about it, and Horace Greely was one of those people. Horace Greely was the editor of the New York Tribune, and he's the guy who's attributed to saying, "Go west, young man," telling people to go out west to grow with the country as it grew out west. And Greeley may or may not have been the first guy to say it, but he's the guy everybody remembers having said it. In any event, in late August 1862, he wrote a letter to Lincoln that he published in the New York Tribune, really telling Lincoln to get off his tail and get the proclamation issued and stop just talking about it. It was a pretty scathing letter. And so Lincoln replied, and Greeley published the reply on August 22nd, 1862. And I'm going to give you that reading now. And in the beginning, Lincoln's really just saying, look, if you said anything in your letter criticizing me, I'm not going to argue with any of it. I'm just going to take that on as true. And then I'm going to tell you what I really think about this matter. So keep that in mind as I read this to you. Dear Sir, I have just read yours of the 19th, addressed to myself through the New York Tribune. If there be any statements or assumptions of facts which I may know to be erroneous, I do not now and here controvert them. If there be any inferences which I believe may be falsely drawn, I do not now here argue against them. If there be perceptible in it an impatient and dictatorial tone, I waive it in deference to an old friend whose heart I have always supposed to be right. As the policy I seem to be pursuing, as you say, I have not meant to leave anyone in doubt. I would save the Union. I would save it in the shortest way under the Constitution. The sooner the national authority can be restored, the nearer the Union will be the Union as it was. If there be those who would not save the Union unless they could at the same time save slavery, I do not agree with them. If there be those who would not save the Union unless they could at the same time destroy slavery, I do not agree with them. My paramount objective in this struggle is to save the Union, and it is not either to save nor destroy slavery. If I could save the Union without freeing any slave, I would do it. And if I could save it by freeing all the slaves, I would do it. And if I could save it by freeing some and leaving others alone, I would do that. What I do about slavery and the colored race, I do because I believe it helps to save this Union. And what I forbear because I do not believe it would help save the Union. I shall do less whenever I shall believe what I am doing hurts the cause, and I shall do more whenever I shall believe doing more will help the cause. I shall try to correct errors when shown to be errors, and I shall adopt new views so fast as they shall appear to be true views. I've here stated my purpose according to my view of official duty, and I intend no modification of my oft-expressed personal wish that all men everywhere could be free. Yours, A. Lincoln. So you see, people think Lincoln was a big abolitionist, but he wasn't. Lincoln was a guy who wanted to save the Union. And he hated slavery. He thought it was a vile institution, but he would have left it alone if he thought it would save the Union. He was a very interesting man on this topic, much understood, especially by people these days. So that's the reading for today. Do me a favor, just subscribe, get your friends to subscribe, and with that, Insane Sam out.